ratchets and I hang out with the ballers. I hang out with the ratchets and I hang out with the ballers. I hang out with the ballers. I hang out with the ratchets. I hang out with the ratchets and I hang out with the ballers. Hey. Welcome to Fine Wine.
Wow.
We are here with our third episode. This episode is definitely an episode that we needed to touch base on and have a conversation about because motherfuckers just be real comfortable. Real comfortable.
It's a new year, a new start, a fresh start, shall I say. And if anybody else can agree with us, I think we can all say the beginning of the year is just a time to just revamp your life, yourself, everything that you have planned for the year, and tunnel vision.
Mm-hmm. New year, new you.
Yes.
Some people don't really go by that motto, but if you really think about it, if you're trying to do something and take action and step out of your comfort zone,
get shit done.
New year, new you.
Yes. So today's video, we are going to be talking about just remaining motivated throughout the year, staying focused on your goals and what you want to accomplish. What else would you say?
If you haven't started doing what you said you were going to do for 2019, it's not too late. It's really not.
I mean, it's not too late, but it's time to get started.
Right. You got to get started like now. Brainstorm, write something down. You breaking things?
I'm sorry. A little brainstorm and stuff down.
Just get started.
Okay. Do that.
All right. So, I mean, just to bring that on in, as far as comfort, is it hard for you to stay motivated to do things?
Honestly, it is. Like, I have moments where I'm just a lazy ass bitch. And if I don't, like, put that inner voice or inside voice that tells you, you can do it tomorrow. Or you're going to get it done regardless, so it's okay to just chill today. Mm-hmm. If I don't tell that voice to shut up, like, I will literally, like,
be chilling.
I can say that I have that voice though because I do really work hard. So whenever I hear that voice and I listen to it, I'm really like, damn, I'm chilling. Like, I don't want to do anything. But at times it's like, yes, it does hinder you, and I like become lazy, and I just like.
You do work a lot too. I mean, we both work full time, and it's real easy, like especially when you have a job. Like the last thing you want to do when you get off of work is work towards your goal, and all that other shit. So it's real easy to not do something.
That is true. You start to make decisions like based off of your laziness versus when you're proactive and when you're doing things like. You are projecting your further decisions, I guess you can say. I think that comes into play with your comfort zone. Like, if you start to become lazy or make lazy decisions a lot, you just get comfortable with them situations.
I don't know. I feel like it's a lot easier to be comfortable, especially when you have things just handed to you. Because it's like, it's one thing if, I don't know,
to be.
Right, if I wanted to be a rapper or something, like a lot of people do, it's like, okay, I'm going to go home, I'm going to write these rhymes, all of that. Or it's going to be, I ain't going to do shit, but if this producer from so-and-so hits me up, then I'll be more motivated to fucking perfect my craft instead of writing the same shit over and over, sounding like the same motherfucker over and over.
You know what that sounded like? Like when people be like, I'm just waiting for that opportunity.
Right.
Or I'm just waiting for that one chance. But it's like, what are you doing to give yourself that one chance? Are you networking? Are you putting yourself in the position to be around people who can give you that one chance? Or are you just chilling waiting for somebody to throw you a bone so you can catch it? Like, It's like you can't necessarily stay complacent in the same space and not make decisions towards bettering your future or getting towards where it is that you see yourself maybe at the end of the year or a year from where you currently are, if you're just staying in the same place and making the same decisions. And at the end of the day, you can't really blame anyone but yourself. And when you look for people to blame, I think that's another thing that helps me not stay comfortable is like, listen, everyone has the same 24 hours and I can't be mad at Casper for keeping me where I am because it's not Casper's fault. I'm the one who decided to stay there. So who are you looking to blame when there's no one there to blame but yourself?
Yeah. And I mean, I personally, I like to speak things into existence. So if I'm just telling myself, actually saying it, what I'm gonna do, then I feel like it's kind of easier for me to just go ahead and do it versus just thinking about it. Because if I think about it and I'm not really putting it out there, yeah, probably won't. Yeah. So physically writing it down or just verbally putting it out there, I think that's a way to at least take a step forward in actually doing something. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of people, it's just easy to be comfortable, especially when you're just used to your everyday lifestyle, or if you can't really imagine something greater or better. Maybe you can, but you just don't know how to get there. Yeah, where to start, what to do. Like, all of that goes through, I'm guessing, everyone's mind.
I think so, because like, just imagine someone who, and I don't mean like with this, I don't think you lose motivation. It's not necessarily it, but I think thinking about these things kind of makes you stay complacent and become unmotivated. But like, if you think about it, if you don't have any mentors or anyone like in your family who you can go to help better the decisions that you make to get to where they are, for example, or just in general, if you don't have anyone to ask, because honestly, everyone needs guidance. And yes, of course, there's some people who don't necessarily have guidance, but people have others that can influence them or help them or guide them to the way they want to go. Granted, there's tons of people out there who don't have an example and they just kind of had to learn. And I think a lot of people need to realize that it's okay if you make a mistake, but if you don't know, it's hard.
And that kind of brings me to, I mean, it's cool to also like hang around people with the same interests, or people that are doing more than what you're doing. And I mean, we all got that lazy friend too. I mean, you might be the lazy friend too, but do like stuff that I'm interested in and to like keep me busy and like all of that. But it's like I only do it for so long. Like, I
that should get old,
right? It's not that I'm not interested anymore. It's just, I don't know. And I feel like I've always been that way. Like, even as a kid, like learning to play instruments or like whatever. It's like once I got good, I was like, all right, I'm good enough. I don't need practice no more. I don't need to, like, that's just always how it's been.
I'll kill these hoes and that's it.
That's it. But yeah, I've always had a hard time being consistent with a lot of things. And I don't know if that's because I'm just that.
Did you just really say that? I did. She's telling the truth.
I mean, it's hard to accept the facts sometimes, but the first step is admitting, right?
Honestly, like, I think in your 20s, commitment should be one of the last things that you do. I know, like, and when I say that, I don't necessarily mean just with relationships, because everyone always thinks, like, everyone likes to just gear towards relationships, and that's not the case. There's various aspects of your life in which you can be committed to.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say commitment, I don't necessarily mean, you
Somebody
know,
else.
yeah, like I just think that in your 20s, that's your opportunity to experiment and figure out what it is that you think you should be committed to or what deserves your commitment. You know, and like, but when it comes to like my job, I know that I am destined for greater things in the world. So yes, you are gonna get my commitment in this season of my life, but as far as like branching out and doing different things, like no, I know I'm not gonna be there forever. There's more that will come. I think people need to like be okay with that. Like accept, it's not even a flaw, but to a certain extent, like accept, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like you just accept the fact that it's okay if you don't plan on being somewhere for the rest of your life when you're only 20 something. Like there's so much more out there to live.
How do you though? Like how do you remain positive? How do you remain motivated? How do you snap out of the laziness?
Yeah, the drainage. I don't know. I would say for me, like, I just try to cling on to positive things, like positive quotes. Or if I know, like honestly, I have really bad negative self-talk. So if I'm being lazy or being uncommitted, like I'm instantly gonna have that voice in my head that's saying, all right, get up, you're not doing enough. And if it's hard for me to get out of it, which sometimes it is, like I don't know, I'll pray about it and I'll ask God to like help me because I'm struggling right now and I need your assistance. Or I'll just force myself to do what I don't want to do.
Yeah. I feel like typically, when I catch myself at a point just being like lazy and not doing anything, I don't know, I just feel like it just hits me at once when I just all of a sudden have this boost of
Motivation.
yeah, because it's like I'm thinking about all the shit that I'm not doing, and then it's kind of like once you find your purpose, it's easy to really, be driven and, do that shit.
Wait, so you said purpose. How do you find your purpose? Or how did you find your purpose? Like, how did you specifically, how did you find your purpose? Or what?
I mean, I don't even know if I've really still found it, but maybe I have and I just don't know it. But I know I will if I haven't. But I don't know.
Do you believe everyone has one?
Yeah, I believe everyone definitely has a purpose. I feel like the only way for me to really find my purpose is for me to try new things, because with that comes different experiences.
Do you think that like fear is what holds you back, or just
fear is always a part too. My thing, okay, as far as fear goes, my fear is like going broke over something that I really want to do and be passionate about, and it just not work, period. And it's like, damn, now I'm $300,000 in debt and I fucking know where to go. So that's like one of the things that crosses my mind too, because I'm always like trying to save so I'm not in like a financial bind or anything. So the moment I risk, like using my own money to do something like that, like that's one of the fear factors that I have. Or just of course shit not working,
just failing overall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, you hear it all the time. You can't let the thought of failure stop you from doing something. And I know it's easier said than done, but it's definitely true.
I think that's true. I think that is true, and just not only fear of failing, but fear of just, I would say like I'm still going through adulting and the process of becoming an adult. Yes, I'm an adult, but I'm still going through like learning this shit. And I think because we all are, the fear of adversity and just going through, like, I can say I already go through tough times. And so thinking about the tougher things that I'm gonna have to do because I'm trying to get there, you're just like, nah, bro, I'm not even about to try it, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, that comes that laziness where you think, for me, I think laziness and doubtfulness comes hand in hand. Like, I begin to doubt myself and let the negative self-talk overrule the positivity in me, and then I become lazy. And then the fear of adversity happens, and the fear of failing happens, and the fear of letting go of the old things in the past to, you know, overcome and move forward to better things that are in the future. Like, I just feel like the fear of failing and going through hard times, like,
right, that's definitely just one of those things.
Scary.
Yeah. But you know what's not scary?
What?
This little old bottle of wine we have.
What we got? What we got?
What we got? So today we gon' be sipping on a little bit of Patron all up in my gone. Hey,
You said Patron though?
I did.
Where?
Motherfuckers wish they had some Patron.
Patron!
But no, we got some afternoon delights. It comes in different flavors, but we're drinking the Wicked Watermelon Moscato.
Anyone is looking for a new friend, please come get this on.
Baby.
All right, but you gotta clear your cup before we pour it. You can't mix the flavors. You can't have anything taint how you feel. So, cheers, bitch. First of all, I got my lip gloss on. That was bad.
Speaking of what the hell we were talking about for the whole goddamn episode.
Right. So with feeling complacent and like feeling unmotivated and having fear of whatever in the world, do you think that, or how often do you feel like you like sit back and just like evaluate? Like, not even meditate, because a lot of people, you know, like meditate and you sit back and just whatever. So like when you just sit back and like okay.
I mean, I catch myself doing that more often than not, I feel like. Because I never really used to evaluate anything. Like, I just lived my life and just lived it how I knew how to live it without really breaking shit down and really taking the time to think about anything, myself, what I want to do, how I want to do it, all of that. So I think now that I'm a little older, it crosses my mind more often. Even though it's crossing my mind, am I really, you know, taking that action and those steps? That's the part that I'm working on. But I do think about it a lot. So yeah, I feel like the more I think about it, the more I'm just like, I don't know. Do you ever feel like you're just like the ticket for everyone?
Gosh.
Like,
you just have weight on your shoulders.
Yes. Like, I feel like once I have all of my shit together, that'll allow my friends, my family, everybody else to get like their shit together. Because they can be like, you know, Ashley was doing this and that, and now she's doing this and that.
And now I gotta do this and that.
Exactly. So I know that could be a big motivator too, when you actually know someone that's been, you know, started from the bottom.
Now we're here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's always encouraging too. But yeah, I think about a lot of stuff. Not even just like comfort level wise, I would just say like on a mental level, just getting to know myself and all of that. I've been taking more time to think about who I really am.
Yeah.
So.
That's one thing I could say I need to do more is think about like I know who I am, but you know, in certain situations where you feel doubtful, like I think like no, you wouldn't be doubtful if you knew who you really were. So you need to just evaluate like yourself and then evaluate the people who you hang out with, because like, you know, the saying you are who you hang out with. Part of me really does agree, like you are who you hang out with, but then another part of me is like, you can hang out with someone and then also not agree on certain aspects of their life or certain things that they feel like is right.
Right. You can have a friend that's a stripper and not strip.
Right.
You know?
It's just like the complete opposite of one another.
Right.
But I do feel like it's the people who, oh my god, I got this stuff. It's the people who don't necessarily like have the willpower mentally to be like, look, you doing that over there and I know that's not for me, so I'm just gonna cool over here. It's those people who kind of make me feel like that saying is true. You are who you hang out with, because you know, and that's not to shade nobody, because it like we're talking about not knowing yourself.
Yeah.
And a person who doesn't, like, we obviously are admitting to not knowing ourselves 100%. So just imagine someone who don't know themselves, and they're hanging out with someone who does, and they want to just be like that person. And
you might have the friend that's lost. You might have the friend that's not motivated to do anything. You might have the friend that's just used to doing nothing. But I feel like I can balance it out. Like, I'm gonna do what I need to do. You can watch me do what I would do, and you either with it or you ain't.
I'm just gonna do what I need to do.
I'm not going to do nothing because you're not doing nothing. Like, you want to do nothing, okay, that's cool. I'll check in on you when we cross paths again. But aside from that, like, it's definitely motivating when you do have someone that's
shit that you are
on the same shit or doing more.
I agree. Like, I think it is definitely great when you have someone who you can relate to, because you guys are on the same, you know, shit, you're doing the same thing, or you just kind of have the same goal. But I do feel like, let's say you don't have someone who you can relate to and who is on the same shit as you, but you're on your shit, there's gonna come a certain point in time where you're not gonna be chilling with the same person that you was chilling with, that was doing what you thought was cool. Because yes, you know, you're not necessarily who you hang out with, but at a certain point you're gonna start to look at that person like, we're just not on the same shit.
And the ambition makes a difference.
It does. And it's not even like you are shading somebody or like you're looking down upon someone, but sometimes you know what you know who you are. When you get to that point where you know who you are, it's not,
just do you, like,
be yourself.